Let's talk about Kyle Tucker, because this is not a weakness in the lineup. This has been one of the more steady bats in the lineup. Last week's narrative on this channel specifically went from maybe you should trade Tuck since he's your most valuable asset, and won't be able to re-sign him when his contract is up, to let's give this guy a blank check. But the Astros, refused to open the checkbook or answer the phone for Carlos Correa. That looks like it was the right move. Kyle Tucker doesn't come with those same health concerns as Correa did. With Yordan and Altuve out for large chunks of the season, Tuck and Chaz, to your point, have kept the offense afloat. So I just wonder, would letting Tucker walk be a grave mistake for this franchise?
Well, you have to see what your roster composition a couple of years from now is. Altuve and Bregman, they're up after 2024. Altuve will also be 34 years old at that point, and Bregman will be 30. And what level player, right? Who are your tentpole players other than Yordan Alvarez once 2025 gets here? The idea of thinking about trading Tucker, preposterous. The Nationals traded Juan Soto. The Nationals were garbage and knew they had no chance to keep Juan Soto. The Astros may say, we're never going to go to 8 years, $250 million on Kyle Tucker. Well, the Astros are still in a championship winning and contending window. It's not as wide open as it was 3, 2, or 1 year ago, but it's still open, by the way, including this season, so that you would trade your 26-year-old best durable player. Yordan's a better hitter, but attendance is part of the grade. Kyle Tucker doesn't miss games. Come on. You're not going to get equitable return on Tucker. If this was his walk year, then maybe you'd think about it in a much, much lower rent Ohtani type mode. But Tucker is under control for 2 more years, like Framber Valdez. The Astros aren't well positioned going forward after 2025. All right, that's something they'll have to grapple with. But, 2 years and 2 months from now, you could lose these guys. That's not exactly evoking baseball tragedy, given what the Astros could accomplish between now and then with those 2 guys.
And what are you getting in return for Tucker? Are you just talking about some prospects that may or may not pan out? When you have him under control, like Charlie's talking about, you have a World Series window here. And with Yordan and Altuve too. I mean, these guys they've been banged up. They missed a lot of games. Where would this team be without Kyle Tucker right now? You can't tinker with that. He's got to stick around. It's been him and Chaz and Bregman starting to come around, but we know Breggy's streaky. He's getting a little older too. So Tucker's your guy. And I think if you were really talking about long-term deals, I think Tucker could command a bigger deal than Yordan, because we know Yordan got a very team-friendly deal, to put it mildly. And like Charlie talked about, participation's part of the grade. The best ability is availability, and Tucker plays. And as much as we love Yordan, we have to just live with the fact that he's a little injury prone, and he's going to miss games every year. That's just part of the deal.
Yeah, 6 years, 115 for Yordan. That's under $20 million per year. Kyle Tucker right now, if you went to him, numbers I threw out last week, 7 years, 175. That's $25 million per year. Does he scoff? What do you mean only 7 years? Or wait, 7 years, 175. That's more per year than Austin Riley got with the Braves. 10 years, $212 million, still years away from free agency. But that you are still years away from hitting that open market does influence negotiation. If Kyle Tucker is not harboring bitterness, what's the degree of elephant's memory? A la George Springer. When my time to get to market arrives, don't be thinking any discount, because above all else, I want to stay with the Houston Astros. No. But, it's not like the fuse is burning down to where the explosion is imminent. Right? The Astros have Kyle Tucker under control through the 2025 season, so it's not a now or never type situation.